Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm having a good day so far. Uh, when I got up this morning, I had to make a phone call. I had to um, get an eye doctor's appointment made. They texted me last Thursday and reminded me it's time for an annual eye checkup. So, time I got done being unbusy Thursday, they was already closed for the day, and they're not open on Fridays. And yesterday I got um, busy doing things. I had to make a trip to Walmart because I was out of um, coffee creamer and all that. So when I got up this morning, that's the second thing I done when I got up this morning. So I got that all taken care of. So I get to go see the eye doctor this Thursday at 3:20. I got it wrote down. I've got to put it on the calendar here in a little bit. Then next Tuesday I get to go see my nurse practitioner. So at least when I go see her, then I can tell her that I already been to the eye doctor for the month, or well, for the year, because I just go. I see the eye doctor once a year and things, so um, that'll be good. Then just right before I started doing this, I got a text message from Walmart saying my amlodipine is ready, which is my blood pressure pill. So sometime today, I got to make another trip to Walmart since I was out there yesterday, because I hauled around and waited because I thought, they texted me early enough yesterday morning. I thought they would get it. The doctor would send the order because my blood pressure pill has to be approved by a doctor. It can't be done by the nurse practitioner. So I think because it's a different drug that she cannot prescribe. I think my blood pressure pill is like a Schedule II drug. I don't know, but it has to be approved by a doctor anyway. So I thought, he'd get it over there yesterday, and I would have picked it up, when I was over there. But nope, didn't. I guess he sent it over. Well, he might have sent it over yesterday, but they didn't get it filled until today. So last night when I was getting a Keurig set up for this morning, I decided to make a change in the coffee cup that I use. I've had this one for a while. I think I've used it maybe twice since I bought it. I bought it, I think, in January. Then I don't know, I just stopped using it. But I decided last night to get out this cup. This one. So this is the one I'm using now. It you can't probably see the name, but it says Hux on it. I bought this, I think, maybe January, February is when I bought it. Hang on a second. They had two. I looked at them in December. And I thought, well, I'll wait. There were, like I said, there were two of them in there. I thought, well, I'll just wait until after the first year. And see if they're still there. Well, it was. or they both were. So I decided to buy one of them. Um, I've not been. I don't think I've been in Huck's. It's been a while. It's been a long while. That's usually where I used to go to get drinks and stuff at. Um, so, yeah, I need to go down there and get. That's usually where I want to get snacks and drinks and things, and I haven't been doing that here lately. Usually went down there and got. When I was wanting a donut, they've got the best donuts in town. Matter of fact, they're the only place in town that's got donuts. Um, that's good. Um, the other places up there across from the town hall, they've moved, and I've not been back in there since I've not been in Dub's Custard since they moved down to to the owner's place. I've not. I don't know if anybody. Seems like anybody I talked to, they've not been in there either. They used to go up there. And here lately, I've been wanting a big old um, um, jelly donut, but I've not mustered up the courage to get in the vehicle and drive down there to Huck's to get me a. Because usually when I get one, I usually get four, and um, usually eat one when I get back and have the others, rest of the week. But like I said, I've not been down there in a while to get any. Go the gas place I go to Riley's gas station there on Main Street, just right above the jail, because they still pump the gas for you. So I'd rather have them do it. So that's where I went the other day to get gas. I know a lot of people probably don't believe in this, but um, I do, and there's nothing wrong with it. To each is their own, I guess. Last Tuesday, me and a couple friends went ghost hunting. Our first stop was at the Cry Baby Bridge there in Orangeville. The legend is that a woman walked down to the bridge with her crying baby. I guess she couldn't handle it. She was overwhelmed with it, and she threw her baby into the water down below. And they say if when you go out there, if you're there's not a lot of noise and you listen real carefully, you're supposed to hear the baby cry. Well, like I said, me and a couple friends went out there last Tuesday. We was trying to find a place to park. They'd went out there before and they had a place to park. Well, this time when I was with them, the place where they parked, it is now considered private property. So we didn't want to be on somebody's property and take a chance getting shot at. So we didn't stop. We just drove over the bridge and went to our next destination, which was out at Bonds Chapel Church. I wanted to take one of my friends out there and show her the chain, that grows on the headstone out there. So went out there and looking. Never found it. I think I don't know, she called somebody that knew about it, and they said, yeah, it should have been, this place and this place. It should have been, touching the ground by now and wrapped around the headstone. Well, it wasn't there. So I guess, over the years, people's cut it off and things like that. So we stopped there for a little bit. Then we went to the Patoka Cemetery down by Painter Creek boat ramp there in French Lick. So we went down there, walked around. My friend had an app on her phone, pulling up. We was getting some pretty good hits, about activity and where we were at. So she was a little away from me, trying to get another app to download, and I found a headstone, looked like it had been broken too, and it was stacked on top of the other one. I got to looking down on it, and it had a date of death for the person of 1592. Couldn't see the date they were born, but this person, the headstone I was standing on, they died in 1592, and I thought, wow. So I called my friend over, and she come over and looked at it. And so she was standing there next to me, and she handed me her phone thing. So I was asking, the app some questions and things. Well, lo and behold, it was answering, and thing that came up with, a name popped up on there, and it was my brother that had passed away, about 5 years ago. And she asked me, who that was. And I said, well, that's my brother. And while we were standing there talking, then the words "behind you" pops up on this app, and we both turn around and look, and like it was trying to tell me that my brother was behind me. Then it said something about a hoe, and I looked down, and we were standing by a crawdad hoe. So I kept asking a lot of other things, that kept coming up with answers. So we looked at each other, and we decided to, walk up where our other friend was, because we were looking for a headstone where a woman was buried out there that was supposedly hung herself, and in 1799, and we were trying to find her headstone. We never did find it. So it's getting late, and so then all of a sudden we were getting ready to leave, and my mom's name popped up on there. So we went out to where my mom is buried at, and got some pretty good hits on that. We stood out there by my mom's grave, talked for a while. So it was, at that time it was starting to get a little dark, and my friend that was driving said she didn't like to drive in the dark. So we drove back, got back here, and we were sitting in her vehicle talking, and so we were trying to find our next ghostly adventure. So she had an app on there and trying to tell us, where, some of the most haunted places are in Indiana. So one of them that came up was the Tunnelton Tunnel in Tunnelton, Indiana, which is up in Bedford. So we were talking about doing that this past weekend. The plan was if it didn't rain over the weekend, we would go up there. So, you say we didn't get up there Saturday because it rained pretty good. It rained all day Saturday. We did get a break sometime Saturday afternoon, a little one. Me and my neighbor, we went to the cemetery, crossed the road from where I live at, looking. Last Tuesday, I was sitting here and I was trying to find something, for my app or for my phone. So I got to looking, on there, and I found one. Well, I downloaded a good one. It's called. I've got what's called the Ghost Camera app downloaded on my phone. So I was using it here in the apartment, and I was getting some pretty good hits. I do believe there is an entity in my apartment. There's on the love seat that's behind me, on the cushion on this side that's behind the kitchen table, there is scratch marks on it. Then on the one that's next to the wall, you can see there's a face print. There you can see there's two eyes, a nose, and a mouth. And the mouth, it's a smiley face. I know you probably ain't gonna believe me, but it's there. I showed my neighbor. She came over Saturday, and she wanted to go over to the cemetery if we got a break. So I said, yeah, we can do that. But before she left, I showed her, what I discovered. So I was watching a softball game. She left. Probably 20 minutes later, she knocked, said, hey, we got a break in the rain. Let's, go over there. I said, all right. I said, give me a second. Throw some shoes on, grab my keys and my phone. So I said, all right. So she went and locked her door and grabbed her keys, and we went over there. She said when I got parked, said she wanted to find her grandparents' plot. I said, well, while I'm here, I'm gonna look for my aunt and uncle, because I got an aunt and uncle that's buried over there. So we got looking. I turned my ghost camera on. I downloaded it on her phone, and she turned hers on. So I was getting pretty good hits with mine. Now the other friend that's with us last Tuesday, she was invited, to come with us, but she was busy and things. So I've not seen either one of them. Well, I've not seen the one since last Tuesday. I've not seen my other friend since Saturday. So then while we were walking, it come a big old downpour. We were a long ways from my Jeep. So she stayed behind. I cut across the cemetery, running across there, and got back in got the Jeep, went over and picked her up. So she called her sister to find out where they were. Well, where where we were at, we were just right. We were in the right area, but we were on the wrong side of the road. And went, and I found out where my friend's grandparents were buried. And I said, hey, I found them. So she talked to her sister for a little longer, and they hung up, and she came over there. Said, yep, that's my grandparents. So then started thunder and all that, and we looked at each other and said, yeah, it's time to head back, to the apartments. So we got back here. Said, if you'll wait here, I'll run in and grab money and go to Subway, and I'll get us a sandwich, which, it's fine. I said, all right. So she went in, got her money, came back out. We went over to Subway, and I got a 6-inch BMT, and she got a 6-inch tuna. So when we got back, my shirt that I had on, it was soaking wet. So I laid my sandwich on the stove and went in, got a shower and all of that. Sat at the kitchen table, ate my sandwich, and watched. I finished watching the softball game I was watching, and it ended pretty quickly because it ended in a run rule. If y'all don't know anything about sports, in softball it goes 7 innings, but if a team's up more than 8 runs after 5, then it's done. And the one I was watching, the team was up 8-0, and the visiting team that's designated the home team, they had like 3 outs, or they need to score. The team was down 8-0. They had to score 2 runs to where it would continue, and they did not. So it ended in 5. And so I thought, well, soccer time. So I flipped it over to Ion and watched my soccer, the NWSL women's soccer. So I watched them rest of the night. And so that's pretty much. Oh, I did forget to mention, this is vlog number 50. I don't remember if I've ever had any higher than 30 something. I might have. If I did, it's probably 10 years ago when I first started, but them are long gone, because they, the other party had them, and I got rid of them. But since I made the new channel, done it my way, give it a new name and things. So this is vlog number 50. I was going to try to get my friend to come on that I was with last Tuesday, but I never got around to asking her to come on and talk about things. Maybe next time I see her, I'll ask her if I can, interview her for my channel and see what she says. I think you guys will like my friend. You just had to stay tuned. I was hoping it had been today, but like I said, I never got around to asking her to appear. But I will next time I see her, because I know the plans are still in the back of the heads. Go to Tunnelton, and there's some other plans that we're making. We're trying to get enough people to go to Waverly Hills, Kentucky, to the Waverly Hills Sanatorium down there. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted hospitals in the state of Kentucky. So we're trying to get enough people to do that right now. There's 3. There may be possibly 5 of us, but we're trying to get 7. It's a 14-story building. We're trying to get enough. But right now we're sitting on 3. The 2 sisters may be wanting to go. It's just right now it's all work conflict with some other people that's we're trying to connect with, trying to get to go and things, and I'm just leaving it, up to the organizer. She'll get it done and things, and we'll make. I think about an hour trip down there, but I think our goal is to go down there. The lady that owns it, we're gonna see if she'll let us, just be there, no one else in there but us. That way we can get some good readings. And I think my friend said there is an area that's not connected to the sanatorium that you can stay overnight. So that's a thought. Like I said, all of this, the trip down there, it's something that's in the works. Eventually it'll get done and we'll get down there, and same way the one going to Tunnelton. It's been discussed. We was going to do it Saturday, but we got rained out, so it'll be sometime or another when her preschool daughter, her last day is Wednesday, so sometime I don't know. We'll just have to plan it by ear when things will be done and things like that. But we'll just go from there and see what happens. Alrighty, I've rambled on long enough. Get off here and finish it because I'm still on my first cup of coffee. I want to get this one done, get the second one. Got to do that trip to Walmart again and get my blood pressure pill and get lunch and find something to watch on TV. So until then, you all have a wonderful Tuesday. Enjoy your week, and we will see you again very soon for another vlog. Bye for now. Oops.